to Breakfast with Spaniels with Dr. Judy Morgan.
Morning, everyone. A little late today, mostly because I was trying to look something up for you.
Remember, you can purchase all of Dr. Morgan's products at her website at www.drjudymorgan.com. Now it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Okay, good morning. So I was asked to do this topic this morning. Get rid of that. Kathy Shadle says, always have a plan and set up a trust for them to ensure proper care. Yeah, so I was asked to do this because Debbie Schwartz and Suzanne Smith said they were trying to adult yesterday and do their wills. And it's kind of funny because we were at the lawyers yesterday as well. And one of the things that we didn't go there to talk about this, but since we moved from New Jersey to North Carolina, we now have to rewrite our wills and make North Carolina wills because the laws are different. And she said basically we would have to open the estate in New Jersey and then close it there and then transfer everything here and pay for everything twice. And so, so she said it's better to just have them done here in North Carolina since this is where we plan on spending the rest of our lives. So it is important if you move, you've got to redo everything, like all your power of attorney and, your healthcare directives and all that kind of stuff. And we don't like to think about all that stuff, but you kind of have to, because let me just tell you, if something happens to you and you don't have all that stuff in place, the people that you leave behind have a nightmare to deal with. And, it doesn't matter how much your kids like each other. It's having had to do this with somebody else's will. You think you have them written airtight. Yeah. Kids will fight. It gets really, really ugly really fast. The other option is don't have anything so that you don't leave anything and then there's nothing to fight over. Spend it all before you go. Anyway. But what happens to our animals? And I know Michelle Allen at Monkey's House gets requests all the time from people saying, well, when I die, can I leave my dog at Monkey's House? I don't have anybody else to leave the dog to. Will you take my dog? Well, that's not what Monkey's House mission is. So you're going to get a no from them. So I'm just going to warn you ahead of time. Don't ask, because their mission is to take homeless dogs that have life-ending diagnosis. And so that's what they do. It's not as bad for me now because we're down to 4 dogs and 3 cats plus all the farm animals. So maybe it is bad. But it would have been harder. At one time we had 13 dogs. That would have been very hard to find somebody. As much as Gwen likes animals, I don't think she wants 13 new dogs. She is going to get a farm full of animals. Her brother likes the donkeys. I don't think he wants to take care of donkeys, but he likes them. We do need to think about those things. And I have never included my animals in my will in the past. I don't know if I will. And the problem with that is I don't plan on dying tomorrow. And so if I don't die for 20 years, who knows what animals I'll have by then. I might be back up to 50. Who knows? So, but there is a place that you can go for information on this. And this woman actually won one of the I think she won the entrepreneur category for women in the pet industry network. The last year the awards were given, which was the year that I won. But she won the entrepreneur category, and her name is Peggy Hoyt, and she's a lawyer down in Florida. And she is very passionate about this subject. So she set up something for you guys so that you have a resource for this. And it's called the Forever Loved Pet Trust. And the website for it is animalcaretrust.org, which I will type in here for you. Animal Care. I just looked it up this morning. trustusa.org. It took me a long time to find it because I couldn't remember the name of what she had set up. I couldn't remember her name, so I had to go on a search to find the winners in 2018. It was not that easy to find. But she has this website which has, and I did interview her once, I think for a radio show, but she set this up so that people can figure out what they want to do with their pets in the long run. And so it will give you at least some information, and maybe you need to take that information to your lawyer. I didn't go to the website to see what's in there. I don't know if there are forms in there that you can just download. Stephanie Grogan, I could not find a website for her, but she is a lawyer in Bethesda, Maryland. And she, through the Cavalier Brigade, has talked to us at brigade functions about setting up trusts and whatever to care for your pets when you're gone. And I couldn't find a website for her, but she has some really, really good informational handouts, and if I can find those, I will post them. If there's anybody on here watching from the Cavalier Brigade, if you have a way to reach out to Stephanie, or if you have those copies in your computer, I think they're in my old computer and I can't access them. That computer doesn't like to do things anymore. But there are resources that are available out there for you. So it is something that we don't like to think about, but I would recommend thinking about it and at least having a conversation with your kids or relatives. This happens way too often where, being a pet sitter, I've had clients ask if, and as a veterinarian, I get a lot of people who say, when I pass, will you take my pet? It was easier when I had a clinic and I could do things myself. Vet care is expensive, by the way. In your will, you have money going with your pets. Well, that's the thing. If you're going to leave the pet to someone, especially if you have a pet with a lot of medications or a lot of medical problems, senior pets, whoever you get to take the pet, I would recommend being nice and leaving some funds to help care for the pet, and hopefully the person will use them for the pet. It's especially with groceries and meat prices going up, it's pretty expensive to care for these guys these days. So anyway, animal